Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Queer Collective podcast. My name is Karbon. Welcome to the show. As you can see, I got a brand new mic. So, for all of you listening right now on just a podcast app, hey, what's up? This is my brand new mic. Anyway, now that we've gotten that creepiness out of the way, let's get into business. Let's get straight to business. So, Pride is canceled. What do we do now? What do all the gays do now? I genuinely am asking this question and I actually want to know. I see here that Pride Toronto posted on their Instagram page, of course, as well as their website. On their Instagram, they say that due to COVID-19 and the pandemic, they've made the decision to cancel Pride this year, which in Toronto, Pride typically takes place last week of June, like for the parade. And of course, it's all month, the whole month of June, but specifically the parade where the majority of people get together, it's the last weekend of June. So that is now going to be canceled. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, damn, man, it makes sense, but also, what are we going to do to replace that? Because, of course, it's a lot of fun. A lot of people find it fun. But also, it's not just about fun. It's also a place where a lot of artists, a lot of musicians, a lot of drag queens, a lot of just general artists in the LGBT community that showcase themselves during Pride events. And not only do they showcase themselves, but also they depend on these shows and these gigs through Pride to actually generate some income. So now that that's gone, what's going to happen? How are they going to supplement that? How are they going to make up for it, essentially? So I took a look on their website. As of right now, they do have COVID-19 resources. So it explains exactly how they're doing their part, encouraging people to stay inside, social distance, etc. But something that caught my eye, which is a community update and their resources in response to the situation that's going on. They have put together an entire PDF sheet, an entire spreadsheet, and it is the most, by far, comprehensive, fully informed sheet that I have seen in terms of resources. And I'll make sure to link it in the description of whether you're listening on the podcast app or you're watching on YouTube. I'll make sure to link it in the description, so feel free to check it out because this is actually there's way more resources on here than I've seen in any other artist website or artist space. So just to give you an idea of what's on here, there's a lot of crisis lines, LGBT youth, assaulted women, mental health. If you need help in any of these areas, there's lines that you can call, and it gives you the direct link that you can click in order to get yourself some help while you're unable to have in-person visits, go outside and meet with people in person. So this is actually very, very helpful. I myself might call one of these lines if I feel the need to talk to someone. They also have finance resources. They have, for example, Toronto Arts Council links, Rent Relief Fund. That's actually incredible. Toronto Dancers COVID-19 Relief Fund. If you are a dancer, go check this out. Click the link in the description and help yourself, because I know how many people are struggling right now that they don't have an income. So if you need finance help in general, please check this out, because this is a lot of information. It's not just for LGBT plus. It's not just for artists. It's not just for dancers. It's for so many variations of people. So don't think that you don't qualify just because this is the Queer Collective podcast, So Definitely go check it out. They also do have, of course, links to um, Canada, like the government of Canada's relief fund. They have food bank resources. They have freelancer support. That's us, guys. Um, for anybody that needs support, finance, they lost their gigs, they are in the middle of a project and lost funding, etc. These are some support links and lines that you can go contact, apply for, and hopefully get some help in that department. One more thing that I wanted to mention was actually well being. So there's well being, and under that category, there's stuff like skills, there's fitness, and there's meditation. How cool is that? Pride Toronto, honestly, you get a round of applause because you've gone above and beyond for listing everything that you can possibly think of for anybody out there at all. They have Nike Training Club app is currently completely free. Just heads up, by the way, which is amazing. There's Club Quarantine, which is an online queer party. That's freaking cool. Every night, 9 p.m. on Zoom. Guys, this is cool. I'm literally just learning about this right now. I'll probably join it tonight at 9 p.m. Club Quarantine for the online queer party. I'll link that as a separate link down in the description. Every night, 9 p.m. Go join. It's not my thing, but I'll support. There's also, you can learn skills. There's Skillshare. There's lots of free classes on it right now. There's meditation. There's free Calm online meditation resources, free Headspace, etc. Honestly, if you were looking for either things to do, for resources of funding or financing, for ways to learn a new skill, or even for some help through either counseling or whatever other kind of help that you were looking for, please go check this out because this is actually amazing. I literally didn't even know what I was opening till right this moment, and I think it's so cool. So I'm going to support the Pride Toronto website. They're doing a great job. Go check it out. It'll be in the description. So they did say that they were going to have more information coming soon in terms of community events and how they're going to turn a lot of them virtual. I am personally very interested in keeping an eye on it and seeing what comes out of it. I'm sure they probably still have a lot of planning to do, considering that Pride is typically in June. And so they have, a little bit of time, but I'm very curious to see what they're going to come up with and how they're going to run Pride without their major event, which is the parade. And not only that, but I'm very interested to know how queer artists are going to supplement that income, or maybe, I don't know, like it could be that they pay queer artists anyway to do some sort of virtual concert or some sort of virtual drag show or whatever the case. But I'm very, very interested to know how Pride Toronto is going to handle it, as well as how all the queer artists that were already lined up for this, how they're going to handle it, how they're going to either work some sort of other deal with Pride Toronto, or if they're going to come up with their own thing. In case you're wondering, and the whole point of making this podcast today is actually to talk about what Queer Collective is doing now that Pride is canceled. So this actually opens up a rare and interesting opportunity for Queer Collective. The whole point of our platform is actually to showcase queer artists and give them the promotion, the space, the platform that they might not have otherwise had, especially up and coming artists that aren't already established within the city or within their industry, especially for those artists, the up and coming ones, to give them some recognition, give them a platform, show them the love. And this opens up a very sudden, interesting opportunity for us. So, something that we're already working on and already thinking about, and making phone calls and getting in contact with people about, is to, I don't want to say too much, but I definitely want to say that we're looking to showcase more artists on our platform, whether that be through a partnership with a sponsor, or not. Regardless of any partnership whatsoever, this is something that we absolutely want to do. So, for dancers, for singers, for musicians, for drag queens, for whoever, um, that is a queer artist, if you are looking for a platform to showcase your work on, or you're interested in learning more about who we are and what we have to offer, or if you're interested in some sort of partnership, please contact us. We're already reaching out to people, and people are reaching out to us, and we're looking to really put things together, now that this opportunity is all of a sudden open. Now that Pride is no longer a thing. What? That, I mean, I figured that was going to happen now that we've been in this situation for a bit, but I never pictured a time where Pride would get shut down. That's just always been kind of like a staple for the queer community. And if you're not in Toronto, let me know. Is Pride getting canceled in your city? I feel like this is a thing that's going to be worldwide, probably. Any major events where people, a large number of people, get together and celebrate whatever it is, I'm sure is getting canceled. And in light of that topic, how are those events now being either supplemented or um, being innovative in the sense that the show must go on, but it's going to be in a different format, whether it's through video, or whatever, or audio. I'm really, really curious and interested to know, if you're a programmer, how that program that you put together and you spend so much time on, how that is getting kind of steered in a new path, in a new direction, or if it's just completely being canceled. And if you're an artist, then what are you gonna do now? You know, what are you gonna do now that Pride is canceled, probably globally, and now that those gigs and that celebration is, I mean, the celebration isn't gone, but the the venue, I suppose, or the space where the celebration happens is now gone. So, are you hosting your own like pride parties on Instagram? Just quick thing on Instagram, we did post we posted a memorial service for Pride, and I'll put it up on the screen. But essentially, it's just Pride 2020 memorial service. Um, yeah, it just is essentially, due to the fact that Pride is canceled. We want to know your favorite Pride stories in the comments. You can do this in the comments of the YouTube video. You can do this commenting on the podcast or on our Instagram page, which we English, which we will link in the description on all platforms. Wow, what is English? Here's a story that I have right now that I'll share because it's public. But here's the story. Um, so this story is from Paper Trees and Limousines. Thank you for sharing your story, by the way. It says, Being in the parade itself with York University and TBL Gay was life changing. Coming out from an empty street and long line of parade floats to suddenly seeing so many people cheering, waving, and smiling at you was an emotional experience. So much love and support. It's like they didn't all know me or my intersections, bi, non-bi, Bengali, Muslim, but it felt powerful knowing someone like me could be in that float and could have had that opportunity here. That's so cool. It's stories like that that just really like bring back for me personally the meaning of pride. Because for the people that have been out for a while, this is essentially just an not just another party, because it is still like a celebration of love and pride and just loving who you are. But after a bit, you kind of get used to it. So for someone who is just experiencing that for the first time ever, that is a beautiful thing. And man, I truly wonder how many people were going to experience pride and being out for the first time ever this year, and now that they're no longer going to be able to do that in that manner, you know, how are you handling it? And what are you going to do about it? Like, what are you going to do to still have your celebration? What are you going to do to still, love, celebrate you and love who you are and love other people? And I really, really hope that some amazing, innovative projects come from this cancellation of Toronto Pride. And I and Queer Collective in general are sad because, this is something that I definitely go to every year, but also at the same time excited because this opens up doors. This opens up gates of opportunity for a channel like ours and for a company like ours. And now that artists in Toronto are really rethinking everything, especially the people that were banking on Pride. Like, now that you're rethinking everything, this opens up the door and the opportunity for innovation and creativity, which is what we do best as artists. So I'm really, really excited and interested to see what Toronto Pride does, what all the headliners will do, what everybody that got some sort of gig or contract through Toronto Pride that was going to do some sort of performance or some sort of job for them, what are they going to do now? Like, what are you going to create next? And for us, I'm excited to create more and create something new and bring my own game to this to this party that is now like, everything's canceled. So let's innovate and let's create. So I'm really, really excited to innovate, to create, to see other people doing the same thing, and really just to see what everybody comes up with. I think that this could be a really, really great opportunity. There's always a positive to everything, or I don't know, most things, but I see this as a way to be positive. I know that for a lot of people, it is going to suck. Definitely. There's no taking away from that. There's especially the people whose only income is freelance income. This is not a good time for that. And I understand that. And as someone who also made freelance income, not all of it, but some of it, I do feel for you, and my heart goes out to you. And if there's any way other than giving you resources from Toronto Pride and linking stuff in the description, if there's any way that I can be of service or that Queer Collective can be of service, if there's any way that we can help or really create with you, innovate with you, shed spotlight on an important topic or project, reach out. Let me know. I'll link everything in the description. I'll link Queer Collective Instagram, my Instagram, our email address, our website. Like, if you need someone to contact, someone to create with, someone to innovate with, this is it. We're open for business, and let's do it. I'm very, very excited to create. I'm very excited to take this staple and turn it into something beautiful, rather than just, damn it, it's canceled. But I guess we just give up. So I'm really, really excited for that. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you feel about Toronto Pride being canceled. Let me know what you were planning to do versus now what your new plan is. Let me know your favorite Pride story. Please, if you have one, please share it, whether it's funny, sad, happy, beautiful, silly, something else. Let me know what your favorite story is, and I'll make sure to comment on that. Trust me, I will be reading everything, every single comment on Instagram, every single message, every single email. So please contact us and get in touch, and let me know what your favorite story is. Let me share with you my favorite story. Now that we're on this topic, it's a great segue into it. So right off the cuff, I didn't actually plan this. I didn't even plan to make a podcast on Pride, but I literally just saw the news and I was like, man, what do we do now? So this is me essentially voicing my thoughts and my opinion off the cuff, and kind of sporadic and on a spontaneous move. But I think those are probably the best moves. But my favorite Pride story is actually, this is going to be super corny and cheesy and a little bit cringy, but I don't care. It is my favorite one. And I'm sure as soon as a certain someone sees this, they're going to cringe, but fuck it. Who cares? So my favorite Pride story is actually last year's Pride. And the reason for that is, first of all, let me rewind a little bit, give you a little bit of context. I actually didn't even go to last year's Pride. Not out of choice. Not out of choice. Okay? It wasn't my intention. But I was on a dance team at that time. And wait, was it last year's Pride? Shit. It was not. It was 2018 Pride. Sorry about that. It's off the cuff, like I said, but it wasn't 2019 Pride. It was 2018 Pride. The reason that it's my favorite is because I was on a dance team at the time, so I didn't even go to Pride. I was actually in Ottawa doing a dance showcase with my team. And the thing about this Pride, what makes it so special is that I was actually just starting to see who the girl who is now my girlfriend, Emily. So we were just seeing each other at the time. There was nothing serious. We weren't officially dating. We weren't officially together. But I definitely had a lot of feelings. And but before I even left to go to Ottawa, there was this one day where randomly I asked her, we were just like chilling. I think we were watching a movie or something. And then randomly I go, so, where do you see this going? And then she was like, oh, I kind of just like want to be really independent and like on my own for a little bit longer because, I'm a strong, independent woman that don't need no woman at all. And, I just want to be single for a little while longer. And at this point, we had been seeing each other for like 3 months. And I was like, what? But this was my actual reaction, which was like, oh, no, yeah, for sure. Yeah, me too. Actually, yeah, I feel you. We're totally on the same page. I feel you. I got it. Yeah, me too, for sure. And, and the thing about it was that I was so scared that because I knew I was going to be leaving for Pride, and I was so scared that she was going to like, I don't know. I had these wild visions in my head of like, she's going to meet someone new, and then right then and there, they're going to fall in love, and they're going to be together forever, and I'm going to come back, and it's going to be awful, and I'm going to be so heartbroken. And oh my God. And it was so stupid and silly. But regardless, I left for Ottawa. I did my dance showcase. We were texting the whole time, and the whole time I was like, "Hey, how's it going? How you doing? What were you up to? Did you kiss anybody?" And she didn't, and the whole time she was just like, "Oh, I'm actually like kind of bored. Kind of wish you were here." And I was like, do you? Good. This is good. This is good news. This is positive reinforcement to my ego. So I come back from Ottawa, and it's the last day of Pride on like the last few hours that the celebration's still going on. I think this was on the Sunday. So I get there, and right away, I try to go see her. And her and her friends are out just like, roaming the streets, uh, through going through like all the Pride events, the booths, you know, all that stuff, etc. And they had just finished, I think they watched the parade. Um, but I get there, and we go through the last like what 2 hours of Pride, and then we go home. And so I go to her place to chill, and we're sitting there. I think we're watching a movie again. We watch way too many movies, but I sit there, and then I was like, so how was Pride? And then she was like, I kind of just missed you the whole time. And I was like, okay, okay, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. And then on that day, she asked me out. After literally a week prior, her saying that she just wanted to be single and independent and whatever. Lies. All it took was me leaving for her to realize that she actually liked me more than she thought. And when I came back, and like we kind of look back at it now, I was like, what were you thinking? Giving me all these mixed signals, being like, super kind of, I don't, not needy, but just we would hang out like almost every single day. And then for you to be like, I just want to be a strong, independent woman that don't need no man or woman. It was kind of like so back and forth and so mixed and so contrary. Anyways, guys, I will definitely let you know updates as I see them from the Toronto Pride Instagram and website. As updates come, I will dish them out in another episode and let you guys know what's going on that's all queer and gay in our city. But until then, I will catch you in the next episode. That's it for now. Peace.